Well, big news regarding this. Broken Arrow, one of the most anticipated modern real time strategy games of all time, and seems to be on the very high end of the most wish listed RTS game on Steam. Welcome aboard. Good to see you all here. The developer is sending over an exclusive content creator only build showcasing two new missions, the airbase heist and also Blackout for the Americans and the Russians, and also a tutorial which you may have seen before on some of their previous live streams. Welcome back. Good to see you all here. Hello again there, friends and fans. Yeah, Raptor here. It's about time. We almost get this game into our hands coming towards the end of June. I really hope that we see a playtest for this game or some sort of an online multiplayer matchmaking before it's launched, because it is getting real close and I want it to go off without a hitch. Take a look at some of the new things in this game. You may have recently heard that they've revealed all the different kind of sub-factions now for both of the nations. VDV Brigade, which you may have seen before, Guard Tanks Brigade, Motorized Infantry, also the Coastal Troops recently added, and then also Mechanized Infantry. And then for the United States, we have ourselves the U.S. Marine Corps, which you may have seen before, Armored Brigades. These are massive amounts of units here for the Airborne Infantry, also the Striker Cavalry units, and then now we have ourselves Special Forces, which is pretty cool to see for the Americans too. You can see all the units here on the right side. This game is going to be incredibly comprehensive, including vehicles that you've seen from the Cold War that have been modernized, and newer units too. B2 Spirit here, of course, carrying a nuke. This game does have tactical nukes and tons of new helicopters and aircraft and things that have been added over time since previous playtests and reveals and whatnot. So cool to see all these things. I mean, it's pretty damn impressive what's in this game in terms of the amount of vehicles and units just for these two nations. Wargame Red Dragon, for example, from Eugen Systems, goes well beyond that with many more nations and many more vehicles and whatnot. But this one is just insane with the customization too for all the vehicles. You know, you can actually put different types of grenade launchers, machine guns, rocket launchers, missile pods, whatever, on all the different vehicles. Either of course, sometimes you can do that with infantry as well. So you got everything from Delta Force to Green Rangers and Green Berets, and then also the Army Rangers here. And pretty damn cool to see. We'll get into this a little bit later. If you want to see a full breakdown on all the new units and things that haven't yet been revealed, make sure you subscribe immediately, because we may be doing giveaways on this game in the future. So if you want to give away, you got to say so down below. Say I'm in down below in the comment section if you watch this far, and we'll get everyone locked in for a giveaway ASAP sometime in June. Now, there's also some multiplayer going on up here in the upper right corner, but with it just being a few people, it's kind of, I don't know, inconsistent when it's going to happen. So for today's video, we're going to start our first look then at the U.S. mission, the airbase heist, and then also the Russian mission, Blackout. So it'll be two separate episodes. The Russian one is not one to miss, by the way. It does a great job of showing the cutscenes of this game, and it looks like they're very well put together. So there's a lot to get excited about, honestly, with this game. There is a tremendous amount of cool stuff coming, and I think it's going to be, I hope, well put together. Looks like there's a lot of pieces that are here and there that look well polished, but they haven't been put together yet. So I'm a little worried to see what the campaign will look like. There's not voice acting in it just yet in some of the cutscenes. It really reminds me of World in Conflict, of course, also a little Steel Division and Warno or Wargame Red Dragon. If you've loved those games, this one will be a perfect fit for you. So more information down below in the description. Without further ado, let's begin the U.S. mission Airbase Heist. Let's go. And here we go, our first look at the new American mission for Broken Arrow. Our task today is to capture that airfield, which is heavily defended by enemy anti-aircraft forces, particularly the S-300, which is going to really cause havoc for our F-16s, who are going to try to destroy them with SEED, which is basically suppression of enemy air defenses, missiles that will rain down on these positions you see up here. For today's purposes, we're going to play on easy, because I'm a coward. Now, actually, I already beat it on medium. Videos are already on the channel and live streams too, but easy will let me slow down a little bit and be a little bit more helpful in explaining things that are going on and to break down the campaign too, since we won't have to be so micro-focused. But it doesn't make it actually easy. It's really more just like a less time-consuming, I'd say. After playing this campaign and things a few times, I can certainly come to that conclusion. So under air, for starters, we have the F-16 CJ, which the second tab there, the AGM-88 Harm. So we're going to call out to try to destroy enemy anti-aircraft groups all around. They also have a lot of helicopters, and you can see here we've already got some friendly troops on the ground that have identified those enemy forces. STT are right here. And these are forces that are radioing back enemy positions of their beer uses, which have their radars on at the moment, but can turn them off as soon as they detect seed and then engage at close range. So we've got 3 positions here. These S-300s are very mean, and as you can see, they've got a big old radar and the ability to fire 4 missiles. I think they can also shoot down incoming missiles as well, so they're going to be a formidable foe. So there's a double setup here, but there's also singular setups there. So I think it might be best for us to try to go all the way to the right and then kind of do a left hook into the enemy forces there. We're certainly going to be taking some losses. Again, I've already done this on medium difficulty, and it just, no matter how we micro our aircraft, there is going to be some losses. That is the terms of war, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go ahead and launch all of our aircraft. I'm going to try to keep them back a little bit. We want to keep our forces in the corner. I want them coming out to the right and then swinging around. Almost all of them. One more. Okay, that should be all of our aircraft. Okay, I missed one in that selection, but we're going to grab him in just a moment. And we're going to go ahead and go to the right side. All right, seed missiles are already being fired off. We've got our aircraft dropping flares everywhere. And we've already destroyed one of the enemy anti-aircraft batteries there, the S-300 down. That thing is absolutely dangerous. We might also be able to shoot down those Mi-35s, which are going to wreak havoc if we have the right missiles. But the top priority is destroying seed. We're going all in now. We don't really have a choice anymore. We're going to destroy as much as we can. And this will help out future air operations too when we bring in things like Warthogs. All right, head on back, boys. Looks like maybe 2 of them were destroyed. And they're all bugging out now. Fantastic. Good job. All right, so now we got an explanation on how to call in the C-130J, which will be calling in our airborne cavalry and infantry and supplies and whatnot. So that will be something that we'll take care of right now. So now we got to get our forces. Oh, awesome. Enemy helicopter destroyed. We got to watch out for the other one, though. So only 2 losses after destroying a plethora of enemy anti-aircraft batteries and some other various vehicles, too. Unfortunately, we lost that pilot there, but getting them out will give us additional points, but that is war. Okay, well, knowing that we have a helicopter out there, I think we're going to call in a Stinger. However, what we want to do now is capture this position here. So this is the air traffic control tower, which we're being tasked with capturing first. There's also an enemy barracks here and here in these green buildings, and that's exactly where the enemy has probably got more troops. Looks like that helicopter crashed on top of that building. That's sweet. So, yeah, the enemy is going to be defending anything that is a structure, right? These could be loaded with aircraft, munitions, vehicles, and they're all around us. So we're going to be attacking that position here, and then also being up here to then capture the airfield and then eventually defend it against an onslaught of enemy forces. So we're going to try to land as close to that as possible. We also need to bring in some armored support for our infantry. So if we go to the air tab, I'm going to try to bring in as quickly as possible maybe some airborne troops. And then also a recon. Let's get some recon up first, actually. We do have the RQ-7 Shadow, which will take a little bit of time to get here. So we're going to go ahead and call 2 of those out, left and right. And we're going to have them circle the runway. If they get shot down, we know that the enemy has some anti-aircraft guns there. And it'll keep the C-130s a little more safe. Now, those are going to take a minute to get there. The M551A1 Sheridans are what we want. Look at that. 150 2mm main gun. Great for shredding through infantry and infantry inside of buildings. So that's a good thing for us. AGL teams are good. We're going to storm with airborne first, though. So let's go ahead and bring up, not 11 troops, but we're going to bring up... we're going to go ahead and bring up 6 of these guys and see if we can get inside of that building. Now, the enemy will have artillery out there, so we're going to have to be careful about that. Also, it's going to be a large drop zone for these airborne troops, so we're going to have to kind of spread them all over. But let's go ahead and begin with calling in our Air Force. Okay, the first Hercules is out. Going to call up a Sheridan 2. Oh, we see multiple enemy units there on the right side. We're going to go ahead and call up more infantry then, HMG team. We're going to call them up for those buildings too, as well as some supply. Actually, if we call these up, we should be able to get 2 of those guys up, and then also some supply as well nearby. And we'll need to rearm and replenish after dropping those troops. Okay, here they come. The American paratroopers are on the way. Barely enough time to pull their chute. And there they go. A perfect drop. Already under fire by enemy forces. Tanks are there as well. Sheridan's going to start ripping up those troops. Let's get our boys inside as quickly as possible. go ahead and start using smoke. There comes our second drop. Supply on the way. Enemy could destroy the supply. Sheridan's doing a good job there. We're going to call in another one of those. Can only carry one. First objective is in our hands. All right, get those HMGs inside those buildings. And I think enemy helicopter has spotted us. Let's bring up the STT. Those guys have anti-aircraft. Tanks are at risk. But the infantry should be able to get inside the building and have some relative safety for just a moment. Oh, enemy aircraft are trying to take off on the runway. Getting absolutely clapped. They're not going to do that again. Sheridan tanks in a great position to stop them from coming out of their bunkers. That's not happening again, boys. All right, STT, you're moving up. Oh, nice. Those missiles coming out from the STT. Beautiful. Getting those guys out of there. Choppers are running. We now have a little bit of opportunity now to hold this position. Hearts pounded now on my side. This is great. These missions are very good. The voice acting, I think, will make things better, and it's really reminding me about how some of the missions in World in Conflict played out, and I really hope we get more campaigns like this. This is just a taste of what's to come, and this is good so far. The previous mission for the Americans was a little bit of a letdown because it really focused heavily on basically just building tanks and then queuing forward, like just literally hitting attack move and then going down the road, which was just very easy for the Americans with that armor. Now, we're going to be hit by artillery soon enough, so we're going to be on the lookout for that. And we're going to go see if we can find that with our recon units. And we know where their anti-aircraft guns are, but we don't know if there's mobile anti-aircraft around the airfield yet. We do have infantry on the way to come back to these buildings. Let's go ahead and drop some trucks. We also have a F-35. Ooh, there's enemy artillery right there. Those are artillery pieces. The Diva. Now let's pull away from that. We're going to go ahead and have the F-35 drop a bomb right in the middle of that. Let's go ahead and drop a JDAM right there. LJDAM. And we're going to bring up the tanks, too, to defend that airfield. Trying to get these kills in, too. There goes the bomb. I think we just destroyed both enemy artillery units with that F-35. There it is. Good job. Speedy and needy. All right, the Russians have renewed their assault on the airfield. We're going to continue to call up tanks. Actually, I think we're going to call up a Thunderbolt here to help us out. They do have anti-aircraft, I mean anti-tank there. Those are anti-tank units, maybe. Potentially. All right, STT are going to come up a little bit. We're going to try to get that group off the left side. All right, A-10's going to come on in for a gun run. Enemy attacks are coming from everywhere. Get 'em, boys. Woo! Goddamn freedom. All right, let's go ahead and hit again with the Thunderbolt. Those guns. Ooh, enemy. Now let's pull out of there. Enemy anti-aircraft are still around. We're pretty strong in the air, but we're not completely invulnerable. Go ahead and drop some more JDAMs in there. The other F-35 can retreat. This one. Go ahead and drop a JDAM right here in the middle. And we have to capture that barracks, and that'll get the enemy to stop attacking us a little bit on the flanks. Beautiful JDAM. Luckily, we hit that artillery early. That's going to save us a lot of pain. And that helicopter not happy that we're here. Go ahead and call out some more supply. And a couple of supply trucks to move supply around. Oh, we got one of them. We're going to keep some supply in the rear. And that supply out there at least is nearby for the infantry. We'll move that in closely a little bit later. They're kind of isolated up there, but they're in a tough spot. They asked us to capture a position that's being defended left and right. And we're going to continue to funnel armored forces up there. Alright, let's keep to fighting them off. Alright. We're in a much better situation. Enemy helicopters trying to pester us, but is being kept at bay by the STTs. And the cargo truck will get to work on resupplying those troops up at the front. Grabbing about 2,000 pounds of supply there. Oh, beautiful. Just like in World in Conflict. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, bringing up the Sheridans. Alright, I think our troops are going to take less of a beating now. Imagine the beating they would have been taking from the artillery if we hadn't found that so early. You got to look at things on the brighter side. Troops were able to hold on. Even with armored support, even with the special forces nearby, even with all of our Air Force and other JDAMs coming in, we gave them a hell of a fight. Okay, we're waiting for those JDAMs to come on back, though. The Shadow's doing a great job of keeping the eye on the enemy. One of them may have been shot down on the left side. Alright, we need to get some more forces out here now. It's time to start bringing up LAVs. We're going to do that now. I want more mobile vehicles. Highly mobile vehicles. And more recon, too. Left flank, we're going to call up another one here. This one might be getting low on battery, it looks like. Whatever fuel it uses. And our tanks back out just a little bit. A little hot over there. Here come the LAVs now. So we want those LAVs to pummel enemy infantry that's out in the open there. I mean, you can't even see them, dude. They're under so much fire. So they're trying to continuously launch attacks from their barracks. So we need to secure that right flank. Oh, damn. Enemy anti-aircraft over there somewhere on the left. Looks like a fast mover truck coming in. Hold on, let's get away from that. Have those LAVs hunt that down. Looks like a truck with a... Oh, like a two-barrel 30 millimeter on it, I suspect. Okay, recon's going to be a little hard to do over there, since that's so close range. Sheridan's come on back. Do we have JDAMs? We do not. Those are so long to wait for. We do have other artillery, but I think we need more boots on the ground. Let's go ahead and call in some more vehicles, I think, first. Supply doing a good job of bringing that up to the infantry. Go ahead and reverse those back. Don't know if the... Oh, look, looks like the STT was able to destroy that anti-aircraft gun there. Let's have the LAVs watch the left flank. Now, this is probably bait, but we know the enemy could be there, and we should probably push them away from the flanks. Eventually, our task will be to defend this airfield, so securing the flanks as best we can is a good bet. Okay, let's get some infantry with ATGMs. Javelins would be good. Tank got hit there. Oh, damn, that concourse there. Ah. So many damn ATGMs coming in from that thing. That's why I was trying to get the weapon teams out too. Right, good. We'll get our tanks back. Okay. Up next, I think we're going to call in another JDAM to stop that infantry, so we don't need to worry about it. We'll try to drop that right on top of them. Let's see if this deals with the problem quickly. 2 squads, let's wipe them. Somehow that did not kill them, but they're incredibly suppressed now. Okay, let's get ready to take that position on the right. We're going to need more manpower. Okay, we're going to go with 6 airborne infantry. Remember, these troops will also be used for the defense, and in those buildings, they'll be a good asset there. So that's where we should keep them. More supply needs to go to the front line, too. All right. Airborne's coming down. These tanks will cover them. So now they gotta pop their heads up to shoot at our troops. Oh, looks like there's fire coming from behind that building. I don't want to get too close to that, though. Nice enemy helicopter. Beautiful. Let's lure that chopper over. Okay, let's push up with the infantry. Have these guys run back. It's going to be not a fun vehicle, infantry to deal with. We have other options too, like going through these trees, but everywhere else is pretty much littered with enemy forces. It's going to be a fight regardless of where we go. We'll just go back to reinforce. Luckily, we have line of sight. And guns on targets. Alright, get into those buildings. Alright, back to air. Let's get another Sheridan out. Alright, the air spearhead is going well. Well, I guess armored spearhead, but airborne tanks. Leading us nicely into battle. Okay, first position is almost ours.
The Air Force is on the ground. Roger. Time for a walk. Cavalry here. John and Cosby moving out. Armored is rolling out. Driver.
Okay, enemy motor Strelicky right there behind that building. We got enemy armored vehicles there. Get them up there. Don't shoot anything. Just move fast. Okay, all the cavalry units should be here. And we're capturing the position. We've got it. We'll switch those forces out. Okay, they're going to counterattack from that bunker up there, or the barracks. We now are tasked with capturing that afterwards. I think will be a best bet. Let's call our aircraft back. Set up new recon.
Infantry here.
The cavalry arrives in the nick of time.
Firing ATGMs at the building.
Gunner engage target.
Helicopter's still getting a little nosy.
Who needs a guardian?
Friendlies are keeping an eye on them.
Moving.
Okay, we're not going to stay still for too long. We do need to get ready with the next phase, which will be to push up.
Those motherfuckers scratched our paint job.
Boy, more vehicles here.
The cavalry has arrived. Driver, move out. Cavalry is in combat. Hit the gas, driver.
Keep those units back there. Oh, they're going for the supply, it looked like.
Our train got hit, but we're still kicking. The cavalry
Trying to lure those ATGMs into a trap here. Nice.
cavalry here. We're under fire. Special reconnaissance here.
Enemy chopper.
DJ's here, standing by. Lab at your command, sir. Copy that. Looking for targets.
Lots to keep track of here. Left and right flank constantly being harassed a little bit by the enemy. We're now going to push up with a few light vehicles up the middle, and then also we're going to get some ATGMs of our own up to try to slow down enemy ATGMs that keep coming in and deal with the BRDMs and whatnot. These are kind of like almost minivans with a big O gun on top. They're pretty dangerous, but we should be able to handle them. So long as we can keep an eye on them. We call out more recon.
Changing grid.
Vehicles up the middle.
Armored cav here. We aim, they shoot. Anti-tank vehicle standing by.
Get those guys into the trees.
Airmen on the ground.
Nice. Stinger missile hit.
Fighting vehicle is combat ready.
Let's follow those back and then go get those units in there. AGS-17.
Labs ready for combat. ATGM carrier engaged. Send your fighting vehicle at your command, sir.
Okay, dealt with that pretty easily. And that is why we called up those Humvees with the M2s. And also why we have the tows for that. Yep, perfect. Okay. Hopefully this next spot won't be as tough. I can guarantee there's going to be artillery, though. Okay, we're going to try to make a move on the right flank.
Ready for action.
Gonna drop a bunch of supply there. And then want more M2s for the right flank.
Armored cav ready to roll. Lab awaiting order. Lab standing by.
ATGM's going out. Beautiful.
Fire director reporting in. Fire in maneuver. Sweeping area.
Okay, I'm gonna go up and then cut right just to take a little gander.
It's shit hot over here. Humvee reporting in.
Never mind.
Fire director ready. Reverse. Armored Fury is on its way. Armored transport standing by. Someone ask for a ride? Lab reporting in.
Okay, there's much more over there on the left than I expected.
Fire director.
So we're gonna deal with that.
We're in combat.
A couple of light Humvees will come up.
Cavalry here. We're ready for action.
My eye sees all.
And time for another JDAM, I believe.
Turning to new heading.
Oh, hi.
Attack vector confirmed.
Let's actually get rid of that. Change the targets. And a huge enemy group over here on the right.
Strike successful. Joint strike fighter at your command, sir. Let's drop some fireworks.
Looked like there was multiple squads there.
Transport ready. Who called the cavalry? Lab here. Munitions on target. Nice firework.
Yeah, that Conqueror's got to go quick.
Infantry good to go.
Oh, and there's that group.
Get your asses in that building.
Moving as ordered.
Infantry reporting in.
Okay, they were counterattacking
Standing by.
on the right as we push on the left.
Flav here. We're under fire. Tanks are dead. We're in the missile lane. Search and destroy. Moving a new fighting position.
Okay, we may do this with relative ease, actually. Seems to be we're taking a lot of losses, but these are low-level vehicles that if in multiplayer you are causing this level of damage and havoc and delay to the enemy, this is important. This is not about winning a battle with 0 losses, because that's impossible. That would be an expectation you cannot set. But you can try to minimize those casualties and try to face a force greater than your own with tactics that do allow you to lure the enemy out into a situation that's advantageous to you. And the advantageous situation will benefit us here. Nice.
Infantry at your command, sir.
All right, we're going for those barracks next.
Shoot. Communicate.
This was just open.
Move and secure. Go.
All right, this is the main command center here. That's where we got to go next. Those F-35s back too. I thought they would RTB after dropping their bombs.
Someone ask for a ride?
Looks like there's an enemy chopper up here.
Tactics team ready. Shut your crow catcher and move out.
All right, let's get an Avenger up. Ooh, those troops are going to be close.
Transport reporting in.
Ready for action.
All right, so this guy is asking us to essentially find a Su-57 and capture it for reasons. It's certainly not to maximize the profits of any sort of military corporation
Command, sir.
or an industrial complex, but for trust and safety.
Go ahead.
And we should trust them
On our way.
with our safety. They know what's best. Let's go with the 10K.
The Air Force is on the ground.
Gonna drop some more supply around the base. And there's way too much stuff there. Nice, that Avenger did a good job though. Chopper down.
Already there.
Dropping at the perfect time. So we're trying to use airborne and Humvees to repel almost endless attacks of Motor Streliki from this barracks, while also trying to capture the barracks. It's pretty nuts, actually. And maybe we could try to just get in there, although there's a lot of enemy anti-aircraft around. But we do need to replenish some tank losses.
Lab ready. Moving out. Looking for enemy contact.
All right, let's continue to get our forces
That others may live. On the move.
resupplied.
We're not afraid of the distance.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Armored transport.
Okay, we're going to use these ISVs to try to go up and peek out enemy forces that might be around the barracks objective before we focus all of our attention to the left. Also going to call up some weapons teams. I want to capture this position. Oh boy. This position with them. And I also want to call up some recon. These drones.
Trajectory updated.
Let's back out.
Look at that. Those ISV. These are little buggies. These are little buggies with guns on top of them. Look at all the havoc they're causing. And we need to keep the enemy pinned down to get in there.
Armored cab. Ready to rumble.
Infantry here. Standing by. Get the fuck out. Weapons team ready.
Okay, weapons teams. Javelins here.
Lead the assault.
Armored cab is on the field.
Ready for action.
Okay, the small little vehicles are dead, but more waves are coming in. We know how effective they are.
On the field. Make way. Bring us there in 10 seconds.
Nice, Sheridan ripping up a building there. About to rip up another squad out in the middle of the open there, in the tree line. Nice. Wow. Wow. Big damage.
Someone call for a cab?
Outstanding.
Personal carrier here. Armored transport ready.
The cavalry has arrived.
Armored cab ready to roll. Rolling.
Target identified.
Go ahead and try to destroy that anti-aircraft unit quickly.
Target up ahead.
Good work.
Fire and maneuver.
Need some heavy firepower?
Okay, not bad. Ready for an attack on the left flank now.
Cavalry is taking fire.
Lab here. Go ahead.
Want to keep some vehicles here. They may flank from down on that left side, so we're just going to hold there. Sheridans will come up here. We're going to clear the rest of these buildings.
Transport standing by. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Troop transport reporting in.
Going to have those trucks go in there and do some donuts. Look at how effective they are.
Personal carrier ready. Moving out.
Can you imagine going in here with these Sheridans? These could draw the fire of all the main guns and such. Look at exactly. Surround that building. They're able to shoot back a little bit. Some of them are destroyed, but that was much better than bringing in a ton of infantry, and faster too. Excellent.
To the middle.
All right, let's get some supply dropped for these guys. Another supply drop here.
Fit for fight, sir.
All right, let's have the tanks pull back.
We have a building to
Take that position too. Okay, so when the enemy counterattacks, we know that they're going to be attacking from here, where the spawner helicopter is. It's a helicopter, but you get it. Helicopter. But that's where the enemy forces are going to amass, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be like something out of World in Conflict, so it's going to be a big moment. It's going to be worth watching. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hey, that one guy watching right now? Hey, pal, did you just skip to the middle of this video and didn't watch the intro or whatnot? And then you got all these questions, but then you're mad at me for quote-unquote yapping when you're the one asking what game is this? When does it come out? We already told you, goober. Go back to the beginning of the damn video. This guy. That's right. We'll forgive you this time, pal, but don't let it happen again. We're watching you. All right. Let's back up indeed.
Transport ready. Armored cab is taking fire.
Okay, we're going to go back to our position there. We need to get supply up here as well. We're going to have to defend this. But seriously, guys, thank you very much for subbing to the channel and showing all the support. It's been fun to play this game. And also, at the beginning of the video, I'd forgotten to neglected to remind you all that, of course, the videos that you're seeing of multiplayer are re-uploads from the beta back in November. It does say that in the description. I want everybody to know, because, of course, I want there to be another beta, especially like another beta playtest or whatnot of multiplayer, just to make sure the servers are perfect for launch. And, you know, this game needs the best, like, day one start that it can get. It really does.
Ready for combat.
Okay, supplier up. Good.
Cavalry here.
Lab ready for action.
Get all these things resupplied. Okay, we're going to open the attack with F-35s. Actually, let's go ahead and bring up a recon. Right up the middle. Then we'll scout for enemy targets. Beautiful.
Infantry at your command, sir.
Okay, we're going to take there. So it looks like enemy forces may be trying to continue to go down this road through to the barracks. So we should absolutely block this road. We'll put 2 squads in there.
That building. Shut up and let's go.
We'll get some other squads nearby to prevent that.
Take a leg.
All right, other Sheridans are ready to go. Let's go back to the runway.
Copy. Moving out.
Special tactics team ready.
So special tactics team will be
At your command, sir.
grabbing some more ammo too. Let's grab a truck for these guys. Okay, let's get a couple supply trucks then. Only one? Okay. Well, we'll get that with a little bit of supply. All right, here comes the drone. Oh, sounds like a Cessna. Got a drone here too.
Mission. Waypoint updated. All things shall be revealed. Signal clear.
All right.
Receiving optical feed.
The J-Dam's ready to go. Enemy supply there. Likely enemy forces nearby.
Plan updated.
Drone is online. Drone is
That's enemy artillery there. Hold on, change of plan.
Ready, pickle.
Absolutely make sure we destroy that drop too, just to be sure.
watching war on TV over here.
Attack run complete. Turn back. Attack run complete.
Kill him dead twice. Artillery is super dangerous. We want to make sure we deal with that. Okay. A lot of buildings there too. And that are filled with just fun and excitement. Let's go ahead and get a couple more light vehicles ready to go. I know it seems crazy, but trust me. I'm a gamer. It's gonna work. We're gonna get all the guns we can shooting at those buildings. And then, actually, we'll go to Hercules again. Get a couple more M2s going with those vehicles. When the enemy counterattacks, having a Humvee hidden in every bush and behind every tree might not do a lot of damage against enemy tanks, but if troop transports are destroyed, we can kill the infantry with ease and keep an eye on those tanks with these vehicles up close. In addition to our recon up, we should be able to keep them under fire. And if they're firing at the lighter vehicles, that means that they're not firing at the more heavily equipped weapons teams that could do a lot more damage.
Drone is damaged or malfunctioning. Request RTB.
Copy. We take
Go ahead and put weapon teams in there.
heavy weapons here.
All right, we're amassing for a big push.
The cavalry arrives in the nick of time.
Someone asked for a ride?
Okay, let's have these guys go to the end of the runway.
Armored transport, standing by. Personal carrier here.
Keep shooting and scooting.
Troop transport reporting in. Troop transport, standing by.
Cavalry here.
Transport here, we're in combat.
Enemy anti-aircraft there firing at our recon. Recon's pretty good at dodging a lot of those rounds. It's a lot smaller.
Troop transport reporting in.
Okay, we're gonna go in up here if we can. I'm gonna try to creep around this way. Maybe take out the AA as well. And I really want to call out the 810, but it's good at targeting a building, and that's about it. It might be a little more useful to us later.
Armored transport, ready. Personal carrier, ready.
Okay, he's coming up here.
Humvee awaiting commands.
Armored cav, ready to roll.
All right, let's also get some infantry up here. So let's go with the
Got a malfunction. The drone must have been hit.
Hercules, AGL, HMG teams. Call it all up.
Armored transport, under fire. Armored transport.
I'm telling you, these buggies are real nice at cleaning out these buildings. The Sheridan and the 152 is great. I couldn't find any trace of the Sukhoi 57. Think we can safely... Oh, yeah. It's actually over here somewhere. In one of these barracks. And then, as the enemy is closing in, one of these corporate commander guys will continuously launch Chinooks over there, and he wants you to babysit his extraction of the Su-57, which is strange because America is going to be capturing this airfield, so I don't know how it could vanish after you successfully capture an airfield, but it's like literally in one of these buildings here. We can go look for it. We didn't do it within their time frame, but I'm getting focused on my own thing. Side objectives will be fun in the game, though. Certainly looking forward to that. Go ahead and put AGLs in there. And in here, too.
Fit for fight, sir.
And we'll get airborne to go up into that building.
Advance and
And we'll see if we can recon that out. I'll show you where it is. I forgot to give you a little timer on that one. I guess in easy, it's maybe a little longer.
Humvee engaged in combat. Humvee here. We are engaged.
Humvee with infantry is quite powerful.
Troop transport standing by.
They can give that constant suppression. And infantry even more so.
On the field. Fire and maneuver.
Airmen on the ground. Special reconnaissance here. Check that building. We have a building to secure. Get in that building. Set up a base of fire. Defend it slow. Armored cav.
Oh, Sheridan, pull back.
Lab in combat. Awaiting orders.
There we go. Yeah, nothing can really survive that amount of firepower like that.
Troop transport standing by.
Cavalry here. We're ready for action.
Okay, our recon will be closing in on that right side soon.
Retreat ready for action. Rock up. We're moving. Infantry at your orders.
Gonna go ahead and try to
On ass. We're moving.
stop the enemy up there.
Weapons team at your orders. Let's take that building.
And I think we'll close around that building. So, you know, honestly, after playing this once, this mission once, it's fun to go back and perfect it over and over again, to play on a higher difficulty and then just not worry about the time
Sky.
until you have to worry about it for a particular objective. Not all the objectives are timed. Ooh, I wonder if RNG moves where the aircraft is.
Copy.
I hope every time that you play it's in a different position. It was like up over here, but dedicating all that time to go find it is like, It may have also disappeared too. I think it's over here because there is an anti-aircraft gun and they want you to, or like a infrared, and they want you to go clear that too. Regardless, we've taken the main objective, and that matters most.
Someone call for a cab. Personal carrier.
Isn't that nice how quickly they die?
Someone asked for a ride.
Okay, C-17 is coming in, but we can only choose one type of reinforcement, so that also helps to the replayability of the game. So if maybe the easy difficulty made the Su-57 closer or easier to find, but I hope that that objective and other objectives change continuously in the game, so there's some replayability. And two, you can always bring in different units here. So I think the M2 Bradley and infantry are going to be quite powerful, especially in buildings. But this time I think we'll call out the M1 Abram heavy tanks. There's also the M10 Booker light tanks, but let's call out those Abrams, and they'll come in the C-17. So there are cutscenes like this throughout the game. The Russian campaign has a little bit of this. Looks nice. All right, nice. And so now I think we can see it take off from the runway as it's dropped off the, there it is. Luckily we didn't damage the runway too bad. That's going to be really cool. If there's a mission where you could defend the airfield and constantly call in reinforcements, that'd be really cool. Where they have to come in via the airfield. Okay, where are Abrams? They're here.
We're combat ready.
So we're going to go ahead and prepare to pop enemy forces.
Ready to roll.
That might come out.
Heavy cavalry ready for action.
All right.
Armored transport standing by.
I don't think we have to secure these positions any longer. We now just need to hold the main runway itself. But it will be wise to prevent the enemy from flanking us.
Troop transport reporting in.
And we'll just hide in the tree line.
Lab here. We're combat ready. Armored transport ready. Lab ready.
Good, we got the anti-aircraft firing the STTs.
M1 Abrams warmed up and ready to go.
All those sounds are good. We are shooting down enemy helicopters.
Armored cab ready to rumble. Armored cab here.
And we should probably get some supply ready for the Abrams and other forces that may come nearby. All right, enemy forces are inbound. They will be attacking us soon. There they are. All right, now we have access to, or we should have access to some cluster munitions shortly.
Our tank got hit.
Well, let's go ahead and hit them with a couple of...
New heading set.
there they are, the Strike Eagles. We'll try with the Thunderbolts first.
Inbound.
And we're going to hit them with the Strike Eagles, too. Oh, yes. Big strike.
Roger, flying there. New course set. Turning to new heading. Preparing to pickle.
Oh, watch this.
Attack vector confirmed. Bombs are ready. Big Bird is in the air.
All right, here come the Strike Eagles and the Thunderbolts.
Abrams here. We're in combat. Airstrike complete. General complete. And then airstrike complete. Fuck, I'm hit. Warthog copies.
All right, Warthogs are going to come in and support.
Mission ready. Changing course.
Yeah, they're still all around. It's pretty crazy the amount of forces still remaining from the enemy.
I'm the ultimate ground pounder. Fencing out.
Okay, these two need RTB. Okay, the Abrams are in good shape again.
Infantry at your command.
Airborne just made it in time.
Tank status red. Situation is hot. Driver, move out. On the double squad. Spearheading.
Okay, let's have some JDAMs come in.
Flying a coordinate. Turning to new heading. Joint strike fighter at your command.
And knowing enemy infantry, we're going to need to hit them twice with bombs. Looks like there's just Strela anti-aircraft and a Shilka remaining, both anti-aircraft units. And maybe some other random tanks. Let's get rid of the big group.
Strike complete. Direct hits confirmed. Airstrike complete.
Wow.
Pressing out.
Beautiful.
Heavy cab is on the field.
Abrams have a couple of scratch and dents.
Infantry good to go.
Not bad. The overall concept of the mission, pretty solid. Now, again, remember, capturing that Su-57 means that we have to play babysitter for a while. So we have to defend the center, any sort of flanks where they try to push in with the Shilkas, and then also wherever that bunker may be. Hopefully it's somewhere in the rear next time or whatnot. We'll kind of take a peek for it. Probably is around there somewhere, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't just find it and extract it after the battle. Like, literally, enemy forces have been obliterated. And we're capturing an airfield, so you'd think we'd be here for a while, not just capture it and then leave. Like, what is this, Hamburger Hill?
Heavy armor is ready to run.
I guess in a way. Okay, enemy forces are going to park there for just a moment.
Lab standing by.
It's good we get a second to repair our tanks there. That's a T-72B1 and a Shilka. I don't know why they're still fighting. After all that, you don't have any second thoughts maybe on entering the Valley of the Shadow of Death? I mean, you saw what those cluster munitions did. That was... There's not a word to describe what happened there.
Pushing forward.
I searched all languages real quick in my brain, found none. Okay, the Abrams, wow, that was a quick repair there, ready to go. So they're going to be the best bet against all the medium armor. Things like Shilkas. Nice.
Heavy armor is on the field.
And that T-72 does not stand a chance.
Cab ready to
Not
roll.
even close.
M1 Abrams ready for action.
Target's destroyed. Well done.
Heavy cab ready to roll. Heavy armor is ready to rumble.
Ooh, secondaries popping off there.
Joint
35s, I always forget to call them back, but good to have them.
Heavy armor is on the field.
Okay, let's go up.
Abrams here, we're engaged. Lab ready for combat. Heavy cav engaged in
Gonna
combat.
keep the tanks right there as a roadblock for enemy forces.
Abrams engaged in combat. Abrams here, we're combat ready.
So it says to defend the runway and destroy all enemy vehicles, but that's a little misleading. That's not everything on the map. It's just everything that participated in the attack.
Heavy armor here.
Some of which are deciding to maybe hide out instead of attack. There we go.
Or get out of my way.
So a couple of stragglers decided to maybe hide in the back and see if they could duck out, but they could not.
Rolling into combat.
And we're not able to exit this orange square, so our job is done. Story's quite interesting when it plays out. I'm hoping for more voice acting so we can hear that. The big goal of the game is to finish on hard with the Su-57 as a side objective, but I'll do that some other time. Overall, this seems like a very good and well-balanced mission, but, you know, I'm excited for more. All right, guys, leave a like for Broken Arrow and subscribe to the channel. Glory to Raptoria down below in the comment section. Get it going, and if you'd like to have a key for this game, I will certainly do some giveaways to all of you who've commented down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And let me know if you're a new sub, because we have a lot more to show you with that new arsenal for the Special Forces tier and also the mission coming up next for Blackout. It's a real good one. It's a cinematic mission and very desperate towards the end. So can't wait to see it play out. All right, I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.